Hey everyone, Pepper here. This is a very interesting one. I'm gearing up for Christmas. Obviously, everyone's gearing up for the holidays, Yule, Christmas. If you're doing, you know, Hanukkah, more power to you. Anyways, I decided to do a twofer today. So I did not only a comic, but I also did it in watercolors, and we will talk about the process right now. Alright, so getting into everything, I just want to start off by saying that off camera I did the swatching again because I just kind of felt like I needed to. I believe I used my blue skin combo with my Mayan Turquoise and Poppy Skin. So I have two flesh tones that I actually am using today. And I say two flesh tones because one, the blue is actually for a cool shade blue for shadowing on people's skin. And the Poppy Skin is a base type skin that I use to either lighten a darker neutral brown or something along like those, so that I can kind of like make it a better skin tone type. And it's like it can go many different ways. It has red, it has sienna, and it has white in it. So I decided to go ahead and do a comic because the last few ones that I've been doing, we did I think 4 videos so far where I did like a single piece, and in the piece I think it told stories, but like I've been kind of wanting to get back into doing like more fuller storytelling and whatnot, and this was no exception. Mari Lwyd, or Lwyd, or however you want to call this character, I know I'm probably saying it wrong. It is a Welsh, I believe, figure. Essentially, they sing verses at people's homes, and they sing one verse, you sing another verse, back and forth until you mess up, essentially. And when you mess up, you now have this character come into your house, and they drink and eat food with you. I believe traditionally someone told me that they actually are, like, they take all the liquor from someone's home if you lose. So I I kind of like that. I found that the most hilarious thing ever. I don't know if it's true, to be realistic, because I grew up with my grandmother's Irish heritage, and so Welsh is something that I've kind of learned over the years. So, take it for what it is. I don't know everything, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, But anyways, as the story goes, if I ever actually put the actual story to this, is Mary was walking along, going to the next house. When they knocked on the house, they basically were shocked that someone actually came to the door and wasn't sure what to make of Mary. So then, nervous, Mary basically said, "Go." Wasn't sure what to do. However, one person did know who Mary was. So, with a clang and a clang, he ran off. And everything was a little bit suspicious. Then, with a big ka-chunk, all the liquor bottles and some food were put into a basket and given to Mary to go about their day. Anyways, yes, I did have to actually look up the term, the word suspicious, to spell it correctly. I was putting it over Mari Lwyd's face, because, suspicious. Anyway, basically what it was I just didn't want to misspell the word. Again, I'm still getting used to drawing on the camera, so there is like a funky angle on one of the panels for the humans, and then actually 2 funky angles, but I digress. This was just for fun. It's not for something serious. It's not for something that actually, really cares. This is just for a holiday, haha. And more or less, I liked doing the character of the emotions and stuff of Mari Lwyd, or Lwyd, very much with this one because, it's a horse skull, and how do you make it emote? But with the pencils, actually, as you can see, I'm doing like the pencils right here. I'm on the last panel for the pencils. Essentially, the best part of this entire thing was just doing the faces for Mari Lwyd. I almost wanted, I almost was very tempted to have the folklore character knock on a house and have like a My Little Ponies inspired character on the other side. I thought that would have been hilarious, but I didn't. Also, at the same time, I finally ran out of ink with the pen that I'm using right here on this piece, doing the lettering for the sound effects and everything like that. I don't normally do sound effects by hand. I've always put it into the computer with the image and then did the sound effects through the computer. So yeah, there's that. I've been told that that's cheating and I shouldn't be doing it. However, there's a main reason. Because I am slightly dyslexic, not slightly, I am. I actually need to do it on the computer to make sure that I have it all spelled correctly, A, and B, that's why I looked up suspicious, because I originally was going to spell it completely different, folks. Yes, spelling matters. I am not a copywriter. I was trained as a graphic designer the first time I went to college, and there's a reason why I always ask, if someone asks me to design something, if they provide the material, I always ask them if it was edited and it's good to go. Like, I don't have to change any of the text. I don't have to do anything, because I will be realistic. You don't want me checking the text. You don't want me checking the text. You don't want me doing the copywriting. I'm definitely not someone that needs, I'm not a really good writer to catch grammar and to catch spellings and all this other stuff. And so the reason why I'm doing that now, is saying this, is when I normally have done comics, not through someone else writing, or if I've been writing something, before I unleash it onto the world, editors are your friends. So if you're getting into comics or you're doing anything and you feel like you want someone to review your script, find someone to edit things for you. I'm being serious, folks. You always want a very good editor. You always want someone that's going to be able to edit your stuff, give you feedback, and you want a really good one that you can trust, one that you can have a really good, good rapport with. My main editor that I always try to use is, I have known her since I was in 3rd grade, and no, I think she was in, I was in 3rd and she was in 2nd grade. We went to the same school and we've known each other ever since, and I will be realistic. She knows the way that I write. She knows on how to work with me very well. I've read her stories. She has read mine. I do not edit hers. She has an editor herself if she needs to, check everything that she wants to check. But an editor has always been my best friend. And that is why you saw me earlier looking up the word suspicious. All the other sound effects are kind of really simple, and they're always words that aren't really words. So it's really simple to kind of mess up, and it's okay to kind of be misspelled because it kind of gives another inflection if they end up misspelled there. But all of them, I did actually, after the video was done, I did actually go back and make sure that I spelt everything correctly. Even though I had already lettered it's a pain in the butt to like basically go back and fix those. Trust me, I've done it once and it turned out great then, but you don't always want to keep doing that. Yeah. So I already said the story that that this is for and everything like that. But like with the inking process, I did use a Pentel pocket brush. The ink inside of the Pentel is a waterproof one, not the normal traditional one that it normally comes with. I have a pen refill, like an ink refiller, and that's what I use. So I do not use the same ink that Pentel uses naturally. So I just want to throw that out there that if you're handy with your tools for that sort of thing, you can actually get a different ink that will work very well with the Pentel pocket brush, and it can be waterproof as well. The ink, I believe, is called Core. I do not know how that is spelled, but it is definitely out there. If you just look up Core ink, I believe it begins with a K. And yeah, so getting back to what the handmade watercolors that I've been doing, these colors, again, all were made by myself. Blue Skin is one of the newer ones. Blue Skin is actually, I believe, one of the last honey-based watercolors that I made before I switched over to vegan watercolor paint making. And I say vegan only because I didn't add honey to the next round of stuff, basically, that I've been creating as far as watercolors go. I turned it over from honey to how should I want to put this? So instead of honey, it's corn syrup, essentially. Yes, corn syrup. And if anyone has a problem with corn syrup, I'm not eating this, so since it's not going in my body, might as well put it on something. But no, this was the last one with honey. Flows very nicely, it re-wets very nicely. The only downside that I have with the color choosing that I had was, again, these are 3 random numbers that my husband had picked. It was, again, it's the Blue Skin, Poppy Skin, and Mayan Turquoise. So Mayan Turquoise is very light, and I realize now when compared to the blue, it looks like I just watered down the blue and had it in the background, but it's not really. It's definitely a different, they're definitely different colors, but in the video it's really hard to tell. But the Poppy Skin, using it on the skull worked out very wonderful. I did like the contrast, I like the warmness that came through with that, and then if you actually look at it in real life, it's actually really cool. I'll show it at the end so that you guys can see that. But yeah, I feel like I'm about to ramble, but at the same time, I just want to say, I didn't want the humans to have true pink skin or poppy skin or anything like that. I wanted them to have a different color, so I kind of muddled their skin and everything, and I gave a darker, I did more saturation on one of the characters for the Mayan green, turquoise, sorry, to make it a deeper, richer shade of the same color. One, to kind of get a differentiation in the background, and two, because, well, I mean, why not? But also at the same time, like, I had fun with this. I did shading with the blue skin again, blended well with everything because I put the blue skin and I mixed it with the poppy. For a good majority, I also added a little bit of the Mayan green to the poppy as well for one of the skin tones, so like that helps. And then I just did the shading with the one of them. So also there's supposed to be two flames and stuff like that. I think I lost those. I probably should not have done that, but you know, that's what it is. And then, you know, successful. No taking the paper with the paint after the paint type deal. So yeah. And with that, I am done. If I got a little rambly, I'm sorry, but if you do like seeing stuff like this and you like my take on it or my channel, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you want, and hit the bell for notifications to let me know that you like it. Anyways, like I said, this is the wonderful thing. I believe I showed at the beginning. Mari Lwyd knocks on the door. Not sure because they look like, you know, it's Mary. Not sure if they actually know who Mary is. One actually did. Goes off. And Mary is like, suspicious. And then the character comes back with a big ka-chunk, with a bag filled with liquor and some food for Mary to go on their way because they didn't want to participate in the battle. Look up the actual legend and find out what happens, and then you'll know the context. Alright, anyways, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate Yule, Happy Yule. And for those of you who do Kwanzaa, I'm not sure when that is, but I know it's coming up. There's a bunch of holidays this month, hard to keep track. I hope everyone's celebrating responsibly, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.